Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. When I say I know, I experience, I feel, it is called duality. There is a subject, there is an object, and I know was before I don't know. I feel was before I don't feel, or I feel differently. So every time one defines himself, it goes on changing. There is a start, there is a disappearance to give place to a new start and to a new disappearance. This is duality. We call it duality. There is nothing wrong with duality. What is the so-called veil is that I take myself for the experience I have, the understanding, the feeling. How come? I take myself for something which was not there before and which suddenly is there. He is born and he will die. So the veil is felt as separation from who I am in reality, from what is not subject to changes, to birth and to death. So, not to be caught in the magic of duality, in the beliefs that duality imposes, one has rather to remove the sense of separation, that I is something else than the oneself, the real self. That sense of separation can go when one understands more and more very clearly that the sense of separation creates the reality of duality, and the root of that is the attributions we give to I. There is nothing wrong with I alone. I can be called the self, your own reality, your own self. But we don't do that. We attribute what we feel, what we experience, what we know. So I becomes embodiment. And that creates the deep unsatisfaction, separation, which doesn't exist, in fact, from one own self. So, it has to be very clear that I, with the attribution we give, has to go back from where it rose. It has to be seen that attributions can be dropped, and then you are left with what? with what are you left when you remove all descriptions? When you know that who you are cannot be expressed, cannot be known, cannot be felt, otherwise you create always the same wave, which as soon as it's created, creates the world, and as it feels so separate, it creates relationships with the subject and the object, and all that as its own hypnotism, which becomes a tyranny for the creature, the one who is created, for I. So I want to say that there is nothing wrong with what is expressed. What is expressed is your own self expressing itself. But what's wrong is this belief that I'm not that real self, which makes one say, I don't know myself. So, is there anything like that? If one remains absolutely quiet where he already is, prior to grasping any rising thought. So just see by yourself now and tell me what comes to you. We will see the nature of it together. When there is this compulsion, you see, to always feel the need to describe oneself, let it be objectively, let it be with inner experiences or understandings, it means there is still someone taking himself for something, for a wave. Otherwise, what is? Who is there, after all, to have any compulsion to know if he is or is not? I will not say much unless you ask me. You know, I don't have a very long non-teaching to express. But I can point out if there is something too much in you. After all, you came to satsang to be freed from your own jail or blindness. Otherwise, why would you come? So I already say your jail has an open door. You can go out at any time. But when one gets attached to its nest,
Yes. I believe that our problem is ignorance.
Ignorance, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But you said that the self cannot be known.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Interesting. So that problem has to drop. Your problem of ignorance can be dropped if you understand so well that you will never know yourself. You will be as you are always. You will realize that you always have been.
but when you say you will realize, is that not a way of knowing myself or a vision of myself?
No. You see, this word realize, there is reality in it. It's very difficult to describe, but it is not said. You will feel it, you will grasp it, you will sense it, you will understand it, you will experience it. It's not through senses, it is not through thoughts. It is just when all that is not grasped for an instant, then you are left with your own self, that you have not, there is nobody there to try to know what it is. You are it. As now, you are it now. If you drop the urge that you think you have to sense it, you will never, because the moment you go into the movement of I have to sense it, that is I have to acknowledge something, it's a movement of the mind, and you create the veil. Because I is very happy, he has an object of grasping.
Yes.
But then you nourish the one who searches himself. So you have to understand this mechanism. This you can understand. Be clear about the mechanism. How come it comes we are one day a seeker? After oneself, imagine. Some people laugh about it, but it is laughable and yet it is very dramatic. So all that is an imagination. It was never like this. The moment you don't enter when I say you don't enter your thoughts, you lose the belief it's real. How realizing that you are always Tell me something you don't catch.
For me it's the most difficult, because when you say we cannot describe it, it's okay, we cannot experience it or feel it or describe it, but
and if you don't take but now, what happens? What is but?
Is the mind.
Yes, again then you create. That is, it's only that, huh?
Yes.
So, stay as you are. Don't grasp it. As if the mind would ever solve this, you see. You still believe that, otherwise you would not grasp it. The mind will never solve that, because it's an hallucination. The moment you don't grasp it, it disappears from where it appeared. That is the realization. Yet in satsang, please tell why you grasp your butt. why you think something is there, you can do. And I will throw you back from where it started. Because you see the mind it looks like such a power on you. It's on everyone. It's not only on you. That again and again one has to spot, this is mind. Because we are not aware enough. We are just playing all the time with the mind. We can demystify maybe, let's be very generous, 90%. But what about even 1% which is not demystified, you see? Because it's all about I with attributions. Otherwise, and there is a belief there. I exist means I am born, I'm such, I have this name, I belong to this family, country, and this and that. Even if you remove a few of that, still, I'm this body mind. I know I will die. I urgently have to realize. Why? Because I know I will die. But what dies? What dies? Something is there. What is it?
I don't know how
No, I finished with that. You are too near, the faces are so near. So I will come to you. What remains? So what do you expect? That there will be a big experience of realization.
I think I have to spot the minds when this comes up.
Yeah, an expectation is mind, huh?
And try to drop it.
Yeah, but no, what is there? You cannot reply. Yet you land on some place expecting realization.
I don't understand the question.
Where are you now? I feel that you have not, for now, since you said yourself, cannot be experienced, cannot be felt, it cannot be described. So, where are you left? When you say that, at once, where are you left?
I was left with an expectation of yes.
That's what I described.
Yes.
But it is still the mind.
Yes, I understand.
So, that also you remove, or you drop.
It's difficult.
Why? It veils you. You are free the moment you drop that.
Perhaps it's not difficult, but it's like automatic. I don't know.
But you could do it just now. It doesn't take time, you see. Expectation, it's quite vague, but still it's an expectation. Yeah, you agree. So you nourish the one who veils himself by this expectation. And every time the mind will present something more subtle, if you have not spotted, no, I don't go into my mind. Then who am I, you see? You are left with who you really are and who you always have been. But you see it. You cannot tell you didn't see it, you told me now.
I understand. What you are
Yeah,
saying.
but why don't you do it? It veils you. You don't need to land on that. Yes.
I don't know how to formulate the question.
You see.
It has to do with how to operate in this manifestation and with the body-mind versus not landing anywhere. So making decisions or...
I don't say to land anywhere to the body, nor to the mind. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So to whom I address when I say don't land anywhere? This body-mind creates this world. So in this world you always land somewhere. You grasp experiences, you have programs, agendas, whatnot. You are always in the future, the past. You are in the space. When I say don't land anywhere, it's just to spot. You are already yourself. See, there are many ways to try to wake up. So it's again an escape of the mind to bring this argument. Oh, I will be like not a normal person, I cannot react normally in circumstances. Don't worry, this has been... This is itself the intelligence of the self who manifested. You have just to trust it will work very well. I have not seen in the history of all the lives of the wise men that they were behaving a bit cuckoo. Or they were cuckoo before. That is possible. But they didn't become cuckoo because of realization. So it is not a real problem. It's invented by the mind to keep you in its grip. So don't go back to that thought. Even if it presents itself, no value there. That comes more. After that one, it comes.
Nothing, I cannot go there.
Okay, good. So, keep quiet for a while where you could express nothing. Nothing is an expression of the mind who cannot catch much here. It is his way to own your own self. So, very correct, nothing. Don't take it. See, everything is not well translated. For example, in Buddhism they speak of nothingness, emptiness. The emptiness. In fact, It was even emptied from the idea of emptiness even. You see, that's what he wanted to indicate. Didn't say it is emptiness. Emptied even from the idea of something and nothing.
What about plenitude? Or,
Gratitude?
Plenitude.
Plenitude. There is something wrong with plenitude?
Sorry?
Something wrong with plenitude?
No, but you're saying emptiness?
Okay, if it is expressed with plenitude.
Yeah.
You know, there is nothing wrong if it is an indication to... We always feel as a human being, as I am somebody, we always feel I lack of something. So to break that belief, sometimes it is expressed you are plenitude itself. Means there is no lack there is no missing of anything there, you see. Who you are is just plenitude. But of course, if you still hear with the ear and with the mind, it becomes a concept. And so the day you, by chance, you have an experience of plenitude, you will say, oh, it's that, I heard it's that. And the day it fades away, you are again in deep misery, and again you find yourself as a seeker. So it's not a concept, it's just an indication which can be said at a certain moment for someone. It's like the word of presence I heard yesterday. It's all those words, you see, to scatter the belief of its contrary, but it cannot be taken as, oh, who you are is plenitude. That would be wrong. It is undescribable. It is, I don't even like to say undescribable. You cannot describe it because there is nothing there to be able to describe anything. There is nothing to describe there. All the descriptions belong to the expression of itself. Even this experience of plenitude and of lacking, it is the expression, because expression is dual. You cannot go out of this. So, in fact, who I am is not touched by birth and death. That's why it is said it's unborn. It's an indication. There's no birth and death, yes.
So who I am is free of karma.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Who creates the karma? Who creates the karma?
Actions, and actions are taken
I, my body, mind, I, taking himself, identifying with that creates the karma. Yeah. Good. So no karma. Then you may not carry karma. What's left?
I'm trying to formulate, but it's a bit confusing. So if the self...
You mean it's too obvious, that's why it's difficult. Okay.
It's this I can't really organize in my mind, of course.
Interesting. Okay.
Karma belongs to the body-mind. And I'm going to bring some karma to my future life. Yes?
Body-mind is in time. Because body-mind is in time.
Is in time. So, in future lives, I'll bring some karma and accumulate some more karma.
And some merits also.
And some
a bit generous.
And so the self does not belong to the individual. It's the individual that produces karma, and the self does not belong to the individual. So the self is the self is the same for everyone. So how does it relate to everyone?
It is. You heard about Advaita?
Yes.
Yeah. There is not two. Yeah. Only that. Only that is. Yeah. And all beings are created in it, from it, disappear in it, from it. That's what we are. In fact, that's what we are. Otherwise, we have to speak of becoming. I became this, I became a karma, I became an incarnation and all that. Yeah. So what's the question?
No question. That was
okay. Okay. And your mind, what it will, is busy with what else? What it solves to know that?
Everything's okay. The question disappears.
Everything is okay in this duality. It's your own self expressing. Yeah. So you see, it's very important to understand why one feels it's not okay. Something is wrong with me, it's not okay, I'm searching something. So when that is becoming clear, by hearing about from where all this appearance comes, see, and who you really are, then it becomes clear. Oh, I confuse myself with appearances. Again, nothing wrong. It is the self itself appearing. What is wrong is the attribution. I am born, I'm dying, I'm this, I'm that. Then it creates the sense of separation with your own self. So, lacking. I am lacking. And then, of course, generally, less and less those who seek since long, but they go into desires, more desires. That will bring happiness, whatnot, and peace. And one always is defeated, frustrated. It goes. You can never keep it. Because it's the wrong way to go in with the flow of the body-mind is the wrong way. It's the way of time, of birth and death. This will never fulfill the lacking I feel, or the separation I deeply feel. You have to go back. Means or keep quiet where you always are. But if you have this concept you feel you cannot question, I am a seeker. I cannot not believe I am born. You see, who feels that? Then be concentrated on the tracing back the origin of I, and keep quiet. And then you will realize there was never a journey of separation. Yeah. You're chewing something?
The same stuff.
The same? I forgot what it is. Tell me again. You went back to the garbage, I see. Okay, tell me. You want to keep it to exist?
No. It's a little bit like a dilemma of what to do. Yeah, you can tell me what to do. You've told me keep quiet in the beginning when I met you.
Yeah.
And then very quickly you told me keep unquiet. Keep my mind very busy.
Yeah, because you were in a state of quietness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
a
this
good
was
journey.
very profound. This had a very profound effect.
And what happens now?
And now, a little bit, it's like I'm broken because my natural tendency is to be quiet. But as I said in the last couple of days ago, that I see also the one being quiet is
You have this
not me.
difference. Yeah.
But still, when you feel that attachment, it feels the most natural thing to be quiet.
Oh.
To take distance from the thoughts, or
Yeah.
to see that it's mine.
Okay. You see, everybody as an individual is very different. In fact, if it is natural to you to be quieter than agitated, nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, who are you? Who are you? You see, to really want not to let go this preference. You may go back to that preference naturally, but first you have to realize yourself, and for that you have even to pay the price to eventually not go back to quietness, who knows?
But this was what was so profound in August, that there was no question. It was so clear that what was quiet for the first time was not the mind. You know, there was a quietness that had nothing
But
to do
where
with the
it
mind.
went?
I don't know.
What did you catch?
You know, it came by grace. I think it left by grace.
But that's a good one. But that's a description of the mind.
Yeah. But I didn't feel like I did. I did this. Kept my mind very busy, and very quickly it happened.
Yes.
And I guess at some stage I wasn't
Must
aware.
be. If it is not here now, you see, it must be. And first of all, I don't think that who you really are can be called also quietness. It will not be correct. It's a way to teach, you see, to try to show you here is the indication, not somewhere else. And at that moment one understands very well. But of course, if you take quietness for it, then you again, the platform is again well built. Because you see, when someone goes back to trace back or goes back to the source, there he has to keep quiet, but it is still a seed of a path seeker who is disappearing.
Yeah.
It's still a seed, and that seed is very dangerous to play with, because any risk brings back this whole magic. So don't worry, doesn't matter. You learn your lesson not to keep anything.
Yeah, and this is what is in some way clear, is that the slightest movement towards any practice seems to reconfirm separation.
Of course, because there is a practitioner.
Yeah. So what to do?
What to do? Don't go with the movement of the mind. An instant, just to show you that it would be very foolish now to go back to the past.
But for me, at least the way I understand that it's a practice which I've been doing for so many years, and is quite natural to me to not go with the mind, to stay.
Yeah, but you stayed at someone who practiced.
Yeah.
So you touch now that one.
But I don't know a way to be still other than to be somebody being still.
I didn't follow. You don't know the way to?
Or maybe put it another way, when I don't, I think you said don't follow the movement of the mind.
I is in the movement of the mind.
Yeah. And the sense is that action feels like somebody not following the movement of the mind. Which I can do, I can do, because this is something that I feel I chased for many years, is the mind got quieter and quieter, more and more of the day.
Yeah,
and
but
it felt like eventually it would just be quiet all the time, but I think it's not.
No, that's wrong, that's an utopia, it's an illusion. Okay, you drop that one, you will
Yes.
not go back to that?
That idea, yes.
Okay,
yes.
so now, you are with I keep quiet, not to go with the movement of the mind.
Yes.
Okay, it's exactly what I mean. You keep quiet there again and again because there is still a potential I to rise as something. So you have to keep quieter and quieter in order to allow that itself to just disappear as it came. And then the self can reveal itself, as I say. So what's wrong there? Why don't you do that?
No, this is what I'm trying to do.
And is there a dilemma there? Why you spoke of dilemma?
Because I can keep quiet for a lot of the day, but it doesn't seem to annihilate the feeling of being a person.
We have to keep quieter than that. Why you bring the thought that you have to annihilate? This is, you see, what brings... who speaks like that? I.
Sure.
Yeah. I thought before I was splendidly alive or whatever. Now I understand I have to annihilate all my world. Yeah? But this is the problem of I. Who you are is totally here now. When you don't grasp even the thought I was expanding before, now I'm annihilating and it is still I. Because then you place yourself into the I. You are never I actually, with attributions. You are never. It's you believed you were. So of course, before it was an expanding I, as I said. Now it's a reduced I. And that's why there is this feeling of quietness and all that. Yet, it has not been touched. It is still kept. You place yourself still there. Listen.
I'm missing something, I think.
You will miss your eyes. You don't miss anything. Then stop understanding that. You never missed of anything. You are yourself from the first. And all this seeking was an hallucination. And still will appear to you, but you don't go there because it's an hallucination. What about this? From now, You cannot make an effort to be yourself. You just have to admit that there is no control about this appearance. That's
But do we have to make an effort to drop the body mind?
a tremendous effort. But for me it is enough. No?
I guess I'm still learning how to listen.
You want to listen more?
Yes.
About what exactly? Tell me what you want me to tell.
Feelings. Feelings are part of the illusion.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I still have a hard time grasping a world without feelings. So I guess I'm stuck
Yeah,
in
because
that.
one, as I said, he always wants to fill the gap. You see, the gap with the world, the gap with his own separation. So, for a few, it is the thought which would do with ideals and idea and concept. For others, it would be more the feelings, which is a bit more subtle, but still, you see, it concerns all relations with I and you. Let it be an object or another subject. I and the world. It gives you the sense of existence. It feeds I as somebody. So if you had enough experiences about feelings and that you see that maybe it brings some joy, some pleasures, but automatically also the contrary will be felt and experienced, must be something there which has to be questioned. Or you are not there. Are you searching something else?
Myself, I guess.
Yourself, yes, yourself. So it is not in the response, the answer will not be in the manifestation, in the time. And what is time? You see, all what we understand is time. All what we feel is time. The answer will be in asking, who has got this feeling? So tell me, who has got this feeling?
I.
The one you know, you think you are. So, who am I? Who am I? Go there. And here you remain here, even if the mind plays or the feelings that you know appear to yourself. You just remain here, just enough to see that you are not the feeling. You are that which can be aware of I have feelings. Mm? Stay there, go back there, stay there, go back there. That itself will disappear on its own. This is the most precious indication. There is nothing here in the world which will fulfill anything. Yeah.
You said yesterday about the end of the suffering.
About?
The end of the suffering, that is search, that is desire for freedom.
Yeah, yeah.
But the body-mind will keep with the feelings and suffering, but I am separated from that. The body-mind continues with this illusion and everything.
Yeah, and what's the question?
The question
Is
that,
this?
Yes, is this. Does the body-mind continue to feel the ups and downs and everything?
You can say so. I mean, the body-mind appears in its own circumstances. If you are in no mind, everything is heavenly. If you are in your mind, it is not. But that will not be a question to be solved. There's a big difference. Once you see yourself, you realize who you are. There will be no urge to transform anything or to search for something. It's a big thing to be freed from that. Where are we now?
Lost.
Where? Any feelings?
My mind mostly.
Lost, okay. What you have to do then?
Shut it aside.
Who is lost? Go back to the root. It's easier than to try to ungrasp this and that.
I want to say that the self is lost.
The self. I say so. I is so proud that he owns the self. Huh? How can the self be lost? Your mind may be lost. Whose mind? When you say I, you leave the lost mind behind. What happens?
I guess one has to actually do it.
Oh,
Know
yeah.
it.
I cannot do it for you.
I know. Taking baby steps here.
I'll do it for you. But I can every time bring you back to the essential. But you have to follow. Are you aware that this is the root cause of all the misery? Because if you don't understand well, I can explain more. But if you understand that, then you have to do it. Of course, one is attached, understand that also. One is attached to all what he believed in and so on, even if it is misery, very strangely. But you have to see that it's not wisdom. And if you come to satsang, you must have some attraction for what it is, for what is. So follow now that indication. You don't want to ask anything?
A lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yeah, I'm just trying to clear something. When you speak about quietness, I was thinking about how for me it's very easy to be in the quietness mind.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I know that it's a state.
Yeah, you see it even, you describe it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy also to, when it comes, enjoy it, but when it goes, it was not real anyway, so you leave it.
Yeah.
Who are you? Before, in between and after. That's it.
Okay.
And you want now? You like to hear? That's and why you don't want? You are shy or you don't have a question?
Yes, but
Yeah. No, you have no question? You have no problem?
no,
That's great.
no.
Okay. Okay, so how come suddenly you have no problem? What happened?
Maybe because the problems itself go away.
Yeah, you left them with your shoes maybe? For a while?
Yes.
Yes. So it's really about ungrasping, isn't it? So you know the trick now. Yet it will not be enough, because there will always be sometimes grasping, sometimes ungrasping. So you try to see that there is somebody there which is somebody in mind. And that you believe so firmly that it is yourself. You think you are that. You experience you are that. You feel you are that. But who are you? You are that which gives function to all this. That's always available. Nothing? Yeah. You are here, no? Happy enough?
Yes, just now I was following and coming again to this notion
Yeah.
About what was missing and who was there,
Yeah.
and here was here.
Yes.
So at one point it came an answer about maybe it's missing the realization of the self.
Absolutely, right?
Yes, but just afterwards it came the notion of that's an expectation of the mind.
Yes, and that is
The
also a
mind has
concept.
not, yes, the mind has not yet
Yeah.
a description and
Very good.
conceptualization
Very good.
about that.
Yeah, so
So in the past
No.
months,
don't go back in fact.
no, it is related. In the past months, and this is the mind. I think I've been having an experience about those ideas of I should be doing this and I'm not, and that inner struggle about the idea of I should be doing this and I'm not, and if I'm not doing this, what's happening? Maybe something is missing. At the same time, in those moments, there's something else there. And now I was, it's the mind wondering if it was the self there, the self knowing that it's all okay, you don't have to be doing that, you can stay here and just...
What is here now? Just tell me. What is here now if you don't consider all this talk? So you keep quiet here.
Yeah.
You keep quiet here and don't ask anymore those questions or those considerations. Otherwise you will really have a vicious circle which is like the ultimate answer, ultimate questions, and then you can... So leave it now. There is nothing to discuss here. It's also one of those utopias of the mind. I will ask my ultimate question and I will have my ultimate answer. I fell into that trap, I tell you. It's never true. You have always a better one, a better ultimate one. I was so proud to tell my master, oh, this time my ultimate question, I promise you.
Did you ask many questions?
Oh, countless questions. But not all the time. In the beginning. After sometimes here and there, unhappily, thinking still that the mind will radically stop.
Since I met you, I was lucky enough to, as you said yesterday, when we come, we always go out with less
So a lot of weight
Yeah.
came out of my shoulders, and
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that. But still, at the present moment, a lot of things have dropped, but I feel I'm caught a little bit, maybe like my father, but not by this. I know I will not know.
Yeah. Okay.
But I have this strong expectation of a feeling,
Okay, so here well, no feeling will do. No feeling will do.
But when I'm exercising, keeping quiet, I wait that something will.
And then you don't really keep quiet. Because you see, a feeling or an expectation is a movement of the mind. Keeping quiet is not going into a movement of the mind, not entering the mind. You see, the mind is so cunning that it will give you such an important, essential question or idea to be solved or answered. It cannot. It's poor. This mind comes from your own self, disappears in your own self. It cannot even speak of your own self. What about feelings? The same. Whatever appears, disappears because it comes from your own self. So, are you not your own self just now? Tell me. You are? I stop here. Who cares what your mind will tell? Now have the wisdom to say, okay, you tell many things, I would have considered it in the past, now I don't. You have to develop that firmness. For a while. Because of habits. One has not to care if the appearance goes this way or that way, or feels this way or that way. Who cares? Who cares, you know? Just don't be hypnotized by it. And one gets hypnotized when he takes himself for a wave again. So.
Who is listening? It's so important for me to listen to you. Who is listening? That's so important.
Your own self.
Okay.
He has a strange ear.
He has?
A strange ear.
Yeah.
It's called the third ear. The attraction to come to satsang is that, you see. Your own self rejoices to just not to be veiled. It's an image. You see, we can have a debate about that, but it's a bit like this thirst for the self. I very badly imagine that the mind can conceive such a thing. So it's your own self which, for some reason, he wants to to be realized already. I mean, I cannot speak here. It's totally mad to express anything. Is there anything which prevents you to be what you are?
That's why I'm here, to understand that.
So I ask you, is there anything you see yourself that prevents you It's not because you love to come to satsang that you are blind or ignorant. It will always be a passion to hear about it and to be quiet about it. Now, if something prevents you, you need to hear. You need to hear. But you must be aware of what it is. And I encourage to expose it. Yeah. Then it becomes clear by your own that whatever you can expose, it's still mine. So you are here as what? As a seeker, as what? Just to make you answer, to see where you place yourself, you see. Because that will reveal if there is anything preventing. I remember I was going to master because I need it. I need it as a seeker. But nobody obliges you to identify with a seeker. That is the thing. Maybe you are not used to express. It's important, I tell you. It clarifies. Clarifies. Because it's so uncompromising, you see, that even one idea is enough to veil, to make you believe in something. One idea. So maybe it's worth to bring it. I think you have been hearing a lot. You must have. You've been hearing a lot. Is there any confusion? Or is there any idea of what has to be? What is liberation? Something. Just ponder about that. Take your time.
think it's pain that brings me here.
Of separation. There is a particular object of that pain?
No.
So it is really what the I, as you think you are, feels separated from his own self. I started like that. One feels pain, and it will never be fulfilled if you just don't drop the concept I'm body mind. And it's easy to drop the concept. You just go along that question. Who is that I? What's that concept? Who am I? And you go. It's a direction. You go from where it was, from where it will disappear, and you keep quiet there for a while and don't grasp anything. Now, every now do that. And then let's see if you can still speak of pain. You see, everything will pass away. Teachings, churches, religions, gurus, everything passes away. What remains is who you are. When I doesn't produce a you,